teach you about the ins and outs of the K53. Before we get there, let's talk about attitude towards the public road. A motorist with a bad attitude becomes a dangerous driver. A motorist with a good attitude becomes a good driver. The basics of defensive driving: search, identify, predict and decide. We've seen so many lives get taken out on the public road, families in one vehicle, pedestrians, motorcyclists, cyclists. So a bad attitude, this is what takes place on the public road. Respect the public road. It's not a racing track. It's not a playground. Let's talk about the good attitude driver. He's the one that searches, identifies, predicts and decides. That's the basics of defensive driving. I've asked the applicant once, what stops a motor vehicle, stop street or a red robot? The answer was the red robot and the stop street. I said, no, you behind the controls, you stop that vehicle. If you do not want to stop that vehicle, you become with a bad attitude, you're going to jump that robot, there's a life going to be taken out. Yours or the next motorist or the cyclist or the pedestrian or the motorcyclist. Have respect towards the public road and other road users of the public road. Okay, to give the idea to parents on how to teach their kids how to drive a motor vehicle and putting the right habits into them. Right, with the motor not running, push the clutch down, let them go through the gears. First, second, third, fourth, 4 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 2. And you let them go through that for a while until they get used to where the gears are sitting. First, second, third, fourth, 4 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 2, and neutral. You let them go through the gear lever for a while. Okay, 99% of the applicants will say that an accelerator makes the car move, or an engine. Well, it's built with an engine and wheels and everything else that goes with it. It can have a full tank of petrol and everything with your engine. Without something on your vehicle, the vehicle won't move. Now, so what I'll do is I'll start the vehicle and I'll ask the applicant, right, you said the accelerator, I'm accelerating. The car's not moving. Right, your clutch is there to select a gear. Selected a gear. You'll find that my foot is not at the accelerator. I'll get contact to the clutch, which makes contact to the gear. I then release my handbrake. Now the question was, what makes a car move? Gears make a car move. You'll see that this vehicle is moving without my foot by the accelerator. Okay, we're going to do a yard test for you today. It's going to consist of your alley docking left to right, parallel parking left to right, the incline start and a 3-point turn, which is called the turn in the road. In your yard test, you've got 50 penalty points on observations. If you lose more than 50 penalty points on observations, you fail the whole test completely. When your vehicle is moving back and it rolls forward, it's an immediate fail. Hit a pole, which is the obstacle, it's an immediate fail. You've got to complete the yard test within 20 minutes. So ensure that all your indicators are working, your lights, your wipers, your tires are more than 1 millimeter thread. So we're going to be doing the exterior inspection and we'll take it further from there, which you'll be seeing watching us doing the alley docking, the parallel parking, 3-point turn and the incline start. Now we're going to start with the exterior inspections and it starts like this. No oil leaks, no water leaks, no obstructions under the vehicle. You then move to the mirror. Your mirror is clean and serviceable. Wiper blade is clean and serviceable. Windscreen, clean and serviceable. Your tire is more than 1 millimeter thread. The air pressure is correct. The nuts are secured and the air valve has a cap on. And there's no damage to the side of the hull of the tire. Your oil, water, fan belt and brake fluid has been checked. Your bonnet is secured. Headlight and indicator lenses are clean and serviceable. The number plate is clean and serviceable. This tire has been checked like that tire. This tire has been checked like that tire. Your fuel cap is locked and secured. The rear windscreen is clear and serviceable. In the boot, we have a spare wheel, a jack and a spanner. Taillight and indicator lenses are clear and serviceable. Number plate and number plate lights are clean and serviceable. This tire has been checked like that tire. And he'll ask you to put the ignition into the on position. Now bear in mind, it's not to start the vehicle, it's to put the vehicle into the on position. He now wants to check if this vehicle is now roadworthy. For when you pass the road test, that it's roadworthy to go out onto the road to complete your driver's test. Once you have put the ignition into the on position, the examiner will go to the front of the vehicle and ask you for your lights. Then he'll ask you to indicate to the right, indicate to the left, wipers, as check that everything is in good working order in front of your vehicle. He will then move to the rear of the vehicle. He's then going to again ask you to indicate to the right, indicate to the left, brakes, reverse. Examiner is happy and satisfied that the vehicle is now roadworthy. When you pass the yard test, you go off to the road with a vehicle that is roadworthy. All your lights are working, indicators and wipers. He's now going to ask you for an interior inspection. It goes as follows. Handbrake up, neutral. All doors are closed. Obtain correct seat adjustment. Check my mirrors for rear view vision. No excessive free play on my steering. No obstructions under my pedals. Clutch pressure and my brake pressure is correct. Now that we have completed our exterior inspection, interior inspection, and the examiner is now satisfied, we are now going to start with our alley docking. In your parkings, if you find that you've made a mistake somewhere along the line, you stop the vehicle. Don't roll, don't hit a pole. You stop the vehicle immediately, lift your handbrake up, go to neutral, then ask the examiner for your second attempt. Now on your second attempt, you need to get the vehicle in. If not, it's a fail. Now we're going to start with our alley docking. My method of alley docking, once your observations are completed, you got contact to the clutch, you release the handbrake, ensure that the vehicle moves back, not forward, it's a fail. This is your first marker, the first pole of the alley docking. As the vehicle's moving back, and your nose of the vehicle is in line with the pole, I'm going to do a cross traffic check and I'm going to lock the wheel immediately to the right. Then I'm going to go to my right mirror. I'm going to watch my right mirror. I'm going to pick up that first set of 3 poles, wait for the gap, and you straighten the wheel twice. Once you straighten the wheel, you watch both mirrors. You're going to see your first 3 curve poles. You're going to get your entrance pole in your shoulder. As the vehicle moves back and the shoulder is in line with the middle pole, you hit the brake, handbrake up, neutral. Shoulder in line with the middle pole. At the department, they have a pole in the middle, so when you stop with the vehicle in line with the middle pole, handbrake up, neutral, you do not hit the back pole. Now we're going to start with the alley docking to the right. You're going to start the vehicle. Your observations works as follows, and you've got to emphasize so the examiner can see what your observations are concerned. So your mirror, blind spot to the right, indicate. You put the clutch down, it goes blind spot, mirror, 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 blind spot. You release the handbrake and you move slow, watching your first marker. Your marker, the first pole. When the nose is in line, you're going to do a cross traffic check and lock the wheel. And it's in line with the pole. Now do my cross traffic check, lock the wheel, looking at my right mirror. Yes, I see my first set of 3 poles. Here comes the second set, and I'm going to wait for the gap. There it is, and I straighten my wheel twice. Now I watch the little pole, I'm going to hit the brake. I go handbrake up, neutral. Now you're going to take the vehicle out For alley docking to the left, your observations as follows. Mirror, blind spot to the left, indicate. Clutch down, select your first gear. Clutch control, then a full 360 observation from right to left, blind spot, mirror, 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 blind spot. You release the handbrake and move slow. Now when your left mirror is in line with the second pole of your alley docking, you got the far first one, the second one, you're going to do your blind spot to the left, blind spot, and then you lock the wheel. Now you're going to watch the body of the car. When that's straight, you're going to go 2 turns back to center. Right, that's 1, 2. You go into your block, when the pole's just behind the arse of the car, you hit the brake. You lift your handbrake up and you go to neutral. Now we're going to do alley docking to the left. The observations, once again, works as follows. Mirror, blind spot to the left, indicate. Clutch down, select reverse gear. Once again, going back, think of R. Only one way to get it. Now before you release the handbrake, your full 360 observation. Blind spot, mirror, 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 blind spot. Once you've got contact with the clutch, release your handbrake and move slow. Watch your marker, the first pole of your alley docking. In line with the nose of your vehicle, you do your cross traffic check and you lock up. In line, now we do a cross check and we lock the wheel. Now I go to my left mirror. Take note of the clutch control and I slow the vehicle immediately. My first set of 3 poles I'll see there. Vehicle comes around. Watching the second set and I wait for the back. There's the back and I straighten twice. Now if you find that your vehicle is too close towards the pole, you look at the mirror, turning away. And now you watch both mirrors. Your entrance poles, once your shoulder's in line with the middle pole, you hit the brake. You lift the handbrake up, you go to neutral. Now that we have completed our alley docking right and left, we are now going to do your parallel parking to the right and to the left. Also bear in mind, in your parallel parking, if you find you've made a mistake, you hit the brake immediately, lift the handbrake up and go to neutral. You ask the examiner then for your second attempt. You have the right to your second chance. But bear in mind, your second attempt, if you do not get the vehicle in, it's a fail. Your observations parallel to the right works as follows. Mirror, blind spot to the right, indicate. Clutch down, select reverse gear. Once again, think of RA. Only one way to get it, back. Then you do a full 360 observation from the left to the right. Blind spot, mirror, 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 blind spot. Now we're going to start with parallel to the right. After your observations, you do your full 360 and you keep looking back at this pole. As the vehicle moves back, your back wheel in line with it. It's in line with the window. You've got to do a cross traffic check and lock the wheel immediately. Then your vehicle now moves in like this. You're going to look in the left mirror. You're going to pick up your first pole, your second pole, your third. On the third pole, you straighten the wheel twice. Then, the first pole where you locked up, you're going to look over your right mirror as the vehicle moves in, and the pole is behind your right mirror. You lock the wheel immediately. Now the vehicle moves in like this. So you're watching your rear view mirror and the body. The rear view mirror is for the space behind you, observing those poles. When the middle pole's in the middle of your vehicle, you hit the brake, handbrake neutral. You do not have to counter steer within your parallel parking. Once the vehicle is in, the examiner will then stand over the first pole, look into the other. If the vehicle is in, no mirror sticking out, no wheel, you have not rolled, have not hit the pole, that parallel parking would be a pass. If you mount the curb, it's a fail. If the vehicle moves in and the back wheel of the vehicle goes against the curb, you lose 4 penalty points. It won't be a fail. Your test will then go on. As my vehicle moves back and I observe that pole on my wheel, I'll do my cross check to the left and I'll lock the wheel. Now I'm going to go to the left mirror. I'm going to count my poles. 1, 2. On the third pole, I'm going to straighten the wheel twice. Then 1 turn, 2 turn. Now I'm going to look at the right mirror. When the pole's behind the mirror, there it is, I lock the wheel and I keep it locked. Now watch the rear view mirror and the body. The rear view mirror and the body. The rear view mirror and the body. Rear view mirror and the body. I keep moving till my vehicle's in, observing my rear view, and I hit the brake. I'll go handbrake up, neutral. Now we're going to take the vehicle out, and the observations works as follows. Mirror blind spot, indicate first gear, clutch control, full 360 from right to left. We release the handbrake and we move slow. As the nose just passes the pole, I straighten twice. I'm going to wait for my shoulder to be in line with this pole. I lock the wheel. This is bringing the vehicle out. Now I'm going to watch the body of the car. When that's straight, I go 2 turns back to center. 1, 2. I hit the brake. I go handbrake up, neutral. Now we've completed our parallel parking to the right. Now we're going to do parallel to the left. After your observation, the pole in line with your back wheel, which is in line with the window, you do your cross check and you lock up immediately. Your vehicle swings in like this. You count the poles. 1, 2. On the third pole, you straighten twice. Then you're going to be observing this pole. Once this pole is over your license disc, you lock the wheel immediately to the right. Now your vehicle pulls in like this. Again, you're watching the rear view mirror and the body. The rear view mirror is for the poles behind. And the middle poles in the middle of your vehicle, you hit the brake, handbrake, neutral. Bear in mind, in your parallel parking, again, remember you have 2 chances. If the vehicle is not in, you can go out for your second chance, or you got 2 more movements in your parallel parking, which will mean you go clutch down, you get first gear, you get contact, you got to do a full 360 observation again, pull the wheel straight, and you try and maneuver the vehicle in, moving forward. Don't hit the pole, hit the brake, handbrake up, neutral. Now you need to get the vehicle out. You select reverse gear, you get clutch control, and you have to implement